This video is sponsored by Squarespace, an all-in-one platform used to build an online presence from websites to marketing tools and analytics. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some tips on how to stay motivated throughout the school year. For a lot of people, including myself, it is easy to be motivated at the beginning of the year when everything is new and fresh. However, especially reaching the middle or the end of a semester, we tend to get tired and therefore less motivated. So I'm going to be sharing with you some tips on how I work around that to stay motivated throughout the entire school year. Motivation can be explained as the reason one would initiate and maintain goal-oriented behaviors. The most commonly known are extrinsic and intrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation is when motivation comes from external factors given or controlled by others, while intrinsic motivation comes from internal factors to meet one's personal needs or for pure interest. A mixture of both can be used to help us stay motivated to study and reach our goals. However, motivation is limited. No one is motivated at all times, even if you only rely on intrinsic motivation. This is especially true when we're presented with obstacles or challenges in life, which as students I'm sure we're familiar with. So then the question becomes, how do we conserve this motivation and be productive even when we're not fully motivated? So let's start with tip 1, which is to break down the tasks that you have to complete into smaller and manageable chunks. For example, right now I have a task that says make website for this organization that I'm part of, and that's been on my list for about a week, and I just never had the motivation to get started. So today I decided to break down the tasks into smaller steps, including gathering the information for the website, choosing a template, inputting the information and adding images, making sure the contact forms, donation links, and newsletter buttons work, and finally publishing and connecting it to a domain. And thankfully, I have Squarespace to help me out through this entire process. So the website that I'm making is for a nonprofit organization, and I am looking to collect donations, build community, and promote a project. The template I'm going with is Clarkson. As I work on completing some of the other steps I've set for myself, I'm going to share with you 2 of my favorite features of Squarespace. First is how easy it is to set up a donation page. As I mentioned, this is for a nonprofit, so that is a big part of what we do. Another is being able to see in-depth analytics, such as who's visiting or how they're interacting with our content, which will be extremely useful in editing and modifying different parts of the website moving forward. So with that said, head over to squarespace.com/revising for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, use the code revising to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. And so what I've concluded from this is the easier you make a task seem, the less motivation it'll require for you to actually get started and finish it. Second tip is to identify the potential challenges and obstacles that you may face as you progress through the semester. For me, a big one is not doing well for a test that I spent hours studying for. Now, the reason why this is a big problem for me is because when this happens, all of the motivation I had from before will completely go down the drain, and I would feel as though even if I continue to work hard, it's really not going to make a difference. So what I've done is to come up with a series of steps that I would take when this happens in order to quote-unquote recover from these instances. This way it won't significantly impact my mindset for the rest of the semester, and I encourage you to do the same, which is to find a solution for the challenges that you may come across. Next tip is to set out specific times and locations to study. Just like daily tasks such as brushing your teeth or checking your emails, I'm pretty sure you don't need motivation to do all that, and that's exactly what we want to achieve with studying, turning it into a habit or a part of your daily routine and not something that you do once in a while. What you'll notice is that as time progresses, you'll come to know studying as something you have to get done in the morning at your desk, and that will require less motivation than, say, if you were to just do it whenever you feel like it. Another easy and effective way to stay motivated is to find your study buddy, someone who shares the same goals and mindset, and preferably someone who shares similar classes with you. This way you guys can keep each other accountable and help each other out when you encounter difficult problems. However, just be careful that your study sessions do not turn into a rant session about how boring or difficult a class is, because that is not helpful. My 5th tip is to rest well, including getting enough sleep, eating healthy, and having fun during your breaks or on the weekends. This is super important because I know when I'm running on 3 hours of sleep. No matter how motivated I am, I will not be able to bring myself to sit down and get through my lectures. Essentially, the goal is either to make the task at hand easier to tackle or to reduce the resistance or distractions that is there when you're trying to get started. And my final piece of advice is knowing that it is okay to be not motivated at all times, and that it's also okay to rely on extrinsic motivation from time to time. Which brings me to this special segment of this video, which is long overdue, but here are some time lapses sent in by you guys from the beginning of this year featuring your favorite motivational quotes. So hopefully this will act as your extrinsic motivation for the week. And that is it for this video. Hopefully the motivational quotes or the advice was helpful, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out more of my content, and all of my social media will be linked in the description box below. Wishing everyone a productive and safe start to the new school year, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!